made her first million at 22. At 22, I don't even think I have up to 200k in my account.
A million is it's a good fit, but it is it's barely sustainable on the long run that you feel like you don't have to work.
What money mistake I made was investing in a Ponzi scheme.
I'm sorry to laugh. I'm sorry that I'm laughing because I was a victim too. Loom or something.
Yeah,
There's one.
We had the likes of MMM.
MMM.
Yeah, we had the likes of Ultimate Cycler.
If life in your 20 came with a warning, what would the label be? Like, what would it be?
Caution.
That's the, like, be careful.
You don't know what is ahead, but there's something dangerous there.
You don't know.
I'm just going with caution. That's it.
Then economics, those are very specific things. But I went to school and I studied politics. I wanted to play ball. I will not lie. And that thing caused a serious mental block. But
Yeah.
One stereotype I feel has become a norm. This idea of saying guys or men generally
Yeah.
are unfaithful.
Hey! Hey! Okay.
That's
Do
language.
you think it's a lie?
Yeah, so I think
No. Look into this camera. Look into this camera and say it is a lie.
to a large extent, I think it is. It's a lie. It's a lie.
It's not-
One man's judgment
Yeah.
or a lady's judgment should not be generalized. For the fact that you experienced a particular stuff with
Yeah.
a guy or a partner doesn't mean you should generalize it to others. It is something you have experienced personally. Let it stay with you.
should keep it.
Yeah, keep it.
You should keep it to yourself.
Yeah, keep it.
Welcome back to Zoe's Corner. You guys, we took an intentional break, but guess what? We're back, bigger and better. That sounds like aspire to require, but anyways, we're back and this time is better. And I told you guys that I really wanted to talk about, my 20s series and not just hearing from me, from other people, because I feel like hearing different experiences would, make it more relatable. So I thought about it, prayed about it, and this whole concept came out of prayers. And I'm like, you know what, let me reach out to people that I know would inspire other people or that have gone through similar experiences. You're not alone. Like how I tell you guys, this 20s journey, we are not alone. So today I have my first guest on the episode. She made her first million at 22. You guys, at 22, I don't even think I have up to 200k in my account. But this babe made her first million at 22 and wrote a book at 23. No other person than...
Hi, Zoe.
Yeah, so Zite made her first million at 22. Like, please walk me through that process. I am not kidding. At 22, I don't think I've had like 200k in my account at once. Maybe intervals, but at once, I'm not sure. So, how did you make your first million at 22?
Hi, my name is Zite. I'm a writer and marketing and communications professional. I made my first million through writing. I had submitted my draft for Kuramo's Writers Prize, and the prize money was 1 million naira. And I happened to win, and then I got my 1 million.
See, you just said it like I happen to. Please, it's a big deal. Like, girl, come on.
Thank you.
So after that time, how was it like, from there? Because if I make my first million at 22, I don't think I'll apply for a job. Sorry. But, there's this assumption, maybe to me at that time, 1 million naira would look like a lot. Did you get? So after you have made the money and you finished school, did you have it in mind to say, oh, let me apply for jobs? Or you just said, let me just stay and spend this money for now?
Okay. First, I think the first thing is that the first advice I got when I got that money was that a million is it's a good fit, but it is it's barely sustainable on the long run that you feel like you don't have to work or have to do anything else, right? So I won that money straight out of uni. Like the year I had come out of university, that was the first money I won. I was really confused about what to do with the money, to be honest. But I don't think that I really did much with it. Other than, I think I gifted my parents, because that's the first bulk money that I had gotten. So the first thing to do was to give the people who had supported me in my writing career and who even like nurtured me to the point where I was, because I started writing since I was 13. So to the point where I was that courageous to apply for things like
Yeah.
that, I gifted them out of it. And I think I put the rest in savings and then subsequently invested a bit of in some stock. That's all I can remember that I did with that money, to be honest. Nothing else. Like, I think I did a bit of, I don't really have anything accountable or
Yeah.
tangible that I think I used any of the money for else. I think the only thing that I can boast of is gifting my parents.
Yeah. So how was job seeking for you? You know, like how when we're in school, they're like, once you finish school, they will rush you. Job seekers are going to rush you. I came out. I was sending emails, kindly find attached, dear sir, dear. I thought, to be honest, in that first period, I was like, okay, maybe they're just... I took a break and stopped sending emails because I felt really, I was tired, I was exhausted because what is going on? This is not what my lecturer told me. He said they're going to rush me, so why is nobody rushing me? You know? And so how was it for you, you know, looking for job afterwards? Was it easy, super easy? Because you had already made your first million.
Yeah.
So somehow if you put that in your CV for writing, I feel like employers should be compared to say, oh, let's interview this person.
I like to say that I have grace. I really like to say that.
Child
a lot.
of grace, come on.
Honestly, I really like to say that I have grace.
Yeah.
Because straight out of school, I hadn't done NYC, maybe like 2 months in or so. Okay, before I left school, I had someone had spoken to me, and then I knew I made a list of places that I wanted to work or people
Yeah.
that I wanted to work with, and then I have this prayer journal that I wrote things down in, and I think I started praying for these things prior. So immediately out of school, after prayer, when you have faith, the next thing is to take action.
Yeah.
You cannot just, pray and have faith and just stay there. So faith and action work together. So after these things are in my journal and they're already on God's table, the next thing to do was to take action. Like I started writing cold emails, sending cold emails to the companies that I wanted to work with.
Yeah.
I actually sent them emails, but I did not get any response. Nobody replied to me, I'm telling you. But then I now joined some, because I studied mass communication, so
Yeah.
I joined some communication groups where older professionals were, and then there I was seeing various opportunities that I could apply for. And then one of those companies that had been on my bucket list,
Yeah.
on my target list, I saw that they were looking for
Intern.
an intern, somebody
Okay.
in the creative, a junior creative, something like that. And then I applied and I got it. That was just how, and this was I graduated, let's say 3 months after graduation.
I mean, that, to me, I would say that was easy. Trust me, it was easy. My own didn't take, it didn't take up to a year, but it took maybe another 6 months, 8 months or so. I was applying and I was getting, but most of those jobs that I was getting at that period wasn't really something that you can, I don't say boast of in that sense.
But it was not what you wanted.
Yes, it was not what I wanted. And in Nigeria, the salary will not pass 150K, 100,000, 50,000, those type of thing. Even though I feel like I didn't have experience at that time, but I still would needed to get something that I will flourish there. I didn't just want to get anything.
That's
And
understandable.
so thank you so much for answering that question. So with our generation, like how we are, they say we are the Gen Zs, and it's not they say we're Gen Zs, right? We're Gen Zs. So would you say we do well with asking for help, instead of struggling in silence?
Would I say, I feel like for the most part we do.
Really?
Yeah, I actually feel like we do.
Okay.
I don't know why. I don't know why there's this stereotype that Gen Zs don't ask for help. People have been surrounded with, Gen Zs are very open to learning.
Yeah.
I think that knowledge is key, and a lot of Gen Zs they're into gaining hands-on knowledge. But the thing is that Gen Zs don't care how aged you are or how many years of experience you have. What they want to do is to learn from you, right? Learn in the sense that you don't have to have all these years of experience. If you're good at what you do, and I
Yes.
feel like I can tap into something that you've done or pick a knowledge from you, or I see you flourishing and I just feel like, oh, I want to learn from this, but I want to see how this person does this thing, then yeah, I can ask you for help. So I feel like a lot of Gen Zs actually do ask for help.
Ask
Who
for
is
help.
paying for digital marketing courses? Who is paying for financial literacy
Honestly,
courses?
that's true.
If we're not asking for help, if we're obstinate in being unknowledgeable or
Yeah.
unwilling to learn, then I don't think that people will be selling stories about you flourishing
Yeah.
digital marketing industries and you'll be seeing people in your academy.
Yeah.
So I really think that we really do ask for help, but we seek ways to gain knowledge, from looking for courses on Coursera, on Google, buying courses from seller. Is there any other way to seek for help other than that? I don't think so. So I really do think that we ask for help. Yeah.
I think I would also agree with you because most of the things that helped me too in that period was asking people, what do they do here? Because I was really clueless to an extent. I feel like when we come out, we're a bit more. I was clueless. So yeah, I think we do ask for help. So with how social media is, this one it's a deep question. With how social media is, and you come out and you are still looking for that your 9 to 5 job, then somebody is already posting, "Come my first car, come on, my first house, my first," and I'm like, where is this money coming from? You people, where are you getting the money from? You get so have you like ever been under pressure that you see people like your age pressure choke like this?
The pressure choke. Yes,
Because
it choke.
you see your age range, I'm like, did he pass this thing that me self I'm also doing?
Let's not lie.
So let's not steal.
Let's not steal. The pressure is a lot. And as a person
Yeah.
who is, I do a lot of social media work, a lot of things online. Social media pressure is real. It is real, it is live, it is direct. Every day I'm pressured on social media. I scroll through, I see, how old is this girl again? She's 23. How old is this girl again? Oh, she's 21, she's doing this thing. Yeah, I feel a lot of pressure, to be honest, or just seeing something online and thinking about my life. Am I really doing well? Am I following the right path? This thing I'm doing now, will it lead me to even get here? Sometimes I think of fast lanes in my head.
Yeah.
How can I do this thing to get this thing faster? This person that is doing, she's not even, how old is she? It gets to my mind. But then I've also learned that it is very important to filter what you put, what you digest, what you take in.
Yes.
In order to be able to control your thinking, right? I used to follow a lot of young influencers who would post about their cars and things that they had done or cities that they were flying to and traveling to back to back. To be honest, I was pressured. But the first step that I took was to filter my following.
Like, please be good.
I filtered my following so that nobody has to pressure me. I filtered my following to people who I believed that I could learn from. This is not say I don't follow young influencers anymore or I don't like their content. I do. But for my sanity, for the sake of, to avoid pressure, I follow things that I feel benefits me. And this age that we are, the first thing that we do when we wake up, when we're doing things, to open our TikTok, open our Instagram, so what we see there, it feeds our mindset to the core. And it was very important for me to filter what I have to take in.
Yeah.
So I filtered my following. So when I open my Instagram, I'm not seeing things that will pressure me or things that I feel like are, what's it called? Or I feel that will make me think about my life or anything. I instead started following people that I believed I could learn something from.
Okay.
Right? Like financial literacy academies. I'm just seeing tips to how to do this. Or people even telling real stories of, oh, don't be pressured. I like people that motivates me. You're in your 20s, they're telling that they're making money. Don't be pressured. I follow people like that too, so that they remind me and reset my brain to avoid pressure. So that's just how I created my balance, to be honest. Filtered my following.
I feel like I used the same method too, because no, you cannot. It's my data. You cannot pressure me with my data. No, I'm sorry. You have to go. You have to go. That's very, very profound. So my last question would be: in January, I had made a video on my channel, and I talked about how I struggled from June, July, August, and it was really huge for me because I felt like at that point I was doing it on my own, and I'm a Christian, so I feel like I talk to God about everything, about my life, even the job that I had at that time. I said, you know what, I had to ask myself some questions like, what is going on? Because I could see myself being drained. Like my mind was drained. I was, you know how they say depression just creeps in without you knowing.
Yeah.
It was coming in small, small. I say, what's going on? So I had to, ask myself, and I realized that I felt like I committed some things into God's hand, and some other things I felt like, you know what, I can't do it. This is skill.
Yeah.
God doesn't have to be involved in everything. This is skill. But by the time I went back, started listening to messages, listening to Apostle Selman, I listened to a lot of people and read some books, and I'm just like, no.
God has to be involved in
God has to be in everything, no. Because if he's not there, your flesh will just be telling you one thing or the other.
Honestly.
So how has, spirituality helped you in this journey, like in this your 20s journey, and still going?
It has helped me a lot too, because I like to say that some of the things that I'm experiencing now, or things that are happening now, are things that I prayed for 2 years ago, right? I mentioned earlier that I have a prayer journal.
Yeah.
This is where, to me, I like to write out my dreams, things that I want, to the specifics, like down to the core of saying, I want this in this color. I write everything down and I pray about it.
Wow.
Because I feel like there's nothing too small for God to do. There's nothing too big or too small, or
what he cannot do doesn't
exist. And a friend usually tells me that, you should learn to there's this thing that she says about, you should learn to do things in faith, right? Faith is also very important in your spiritual life. You're praying, you're reading your Bible, you're listening to gospel messages, you're working. You have to also work in the faith of it, just as you're empowering it with action. So there are things that you wish for, and this is also, apart from the spiritual aspect of this, psychologically, if you're an optimistic person, or like they tell you about thinking optimistically, or thinking positivity, thinking about things that are good, right? So if you're thinking in this light, I strongly believe that it will be working out for you, right? Being positive and optimistic in everything that you want to do, or every step that you want to take, is actually really important. And I feel like whatever you are, a Muslim or you're a Christian, spirituality is really important as well. Who you pray to, about what you want, or the things that you dream of, is important to help you grow, right? And these days, most of the preachings that we listen to, they are relating biblical stories or things that happen to our modern day lives. It means that there are a lot of things that you have to learn, or things that you have to pick about that. Everything in life is spiritual. Don't let them play. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Every single thing in this life, as it's happening in physical,
there's this phrase like, it's not that deep. My parents will say something like, it is that deep.
It is
like,
that deep.
It is literally that deep. How can you say your life is not that deep? Everything, like, if you don't, for people that don't pray about some certain things, I'm like, how do you do it? You just will come and do it. Can never be me. God will use me as a scapegoat. I'm not joking. Like, it can never be me.
Everything in this life is spiritual. As long as it's physical, there's a spiritual backing it up. How did you come to this life? Did you see the physical?
Did you
not come? Don't you have a spirit? Don't you have a soul? Everything is spiritual.
Yeah, thank you so much. So, my last question is, if you had to give your younger self one piece of advice, just one. So I had seen your TikTok video sometime last week, and where you were speaking to your younger self. I was so inspired. I teared up because I was like, my younger self is still broke. just I really liked it, I think it's something I would do one day, and just talk to that girl, that 8-year-old girl, and say, you are fine. You are okay. So if one piece of advice I can give to your younger self, just one.
Like, whatever you're praying for, this is what I'll tell myself, whatever you're praying for that you want to happen in your future, or things that you aspire to be, don't ever aspire blindly. Let there be a reason or a plan. When this thing comes to pass, what do you plan to do with it? Right? Because I think when I was like I said, I have a prayer journal. I used to pray for so many things, lots of things which are coming to pass.
Yes.
Even the 1 million, down to the 1 million that I had won.
Wow.
But I realized that when I won that money, I was utterly confused as to what to do.
Yes.
Right? I was confused to the core. What should I use money for? What am I even prepared to? So as you're praying for things, pray for God to prepare you so that you are able to carry those things that you prayed for, so that you're ready to fully live or fully make use of what He has given to you. It's not enough that you pray blindly. Now I pray for money. I pray for more money. In my prayers, I also wrote it down, God, I pray for financial literacy. I pray that you make me financially brilliant or intellectual to handle the money that you're bringing to my table. It is really important that as you pray for the large things and pray for the big things of life, that you have a plan as to what purpose you want to use that thing for.
Yeah, you know, just like what the Bible says, like, you know, like ask for wisdom, knowledge and understanding, because you can have those things and don't know how to make use them. So you guys, I told you that Zite just wrote a book. She wrote the book. You launched it last year, right, in 2024. And I'm so proud of you. I just want to let you know I'm so proud of you. And the journey that you have done so far, or how far you have come, is amazing. I look at you sometimes and I'm like, oh my God, this girl is not even up to 30, and you have done so wonderfully well for yourself. And if there are days that you look at yourself and be like, oh, you wrote a book. My friend is you're an author. She's doctor. Okay, not doctor. You're an author. You wrote a book. I wrote a poem one time, and I know how proud I was. So you wrote a full book, guys. So please get this book. This book was written with passion, love. I got a copy for myself, and I can't wait to read it.
I can't wait to read it.
I don't have a pen here. I really wanted you to sign it. Thank you. This is the end of the episode. Thank you so much. And if you have not subscribed, what are you going to tell them?
Let's threaten you. You better follow, or subscribe. Subscribe and share. Are you still waiting? Have you not clicked the button? Bye.
Please. Bye.
Bye.